Why eat bread when you can just have flour, water, and eggs?
Adding it to pizza just makes it worse.
Hey everybody, welcome to Three Guys on a Pod podcast. I'm your host Jonathan, here with my co-host Gary.
Hi.
And our guest Aaron.
I'm told I'm not allowed to use straw men anymore.
So that's referencing some
Technical
difficulty. Well, technical might not be the best word, but some
human difficulty.
Yeah, with some recordings we had, which is why we missed last week's episode. But I think we're going to be back on track with this week. And we haven't learned from our lesson because it's going to be another argument.
Oh my god. I'm scared.
So we were having a discussion about food last night, and Gary expressed some wrong opinions.
Oh my god. The cube rule is not a good rule for food, dude.
It's the classification system we need, Gary.
No, it's not. No one asked for this. It's just anarchy.
No.
And
it
bullshittery.
is structure. It is the peak structure.
No. It is blasphemy. It's heretical.
You can't look at me and tell me a hot dog.
It's a sandwich.
It's a taco.
No, it's not.
It's an American taco.
No, it isn't.
It's an American taco.
No, even calling a hot dog a sandwich is a bit of a stretch.
A hot dog is just a hot dog.
Yes, a hot dog's a hot dog.
It's like a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle's not necessarily a square.
No, a hot dog.
A taco is not a hot dog, but a hot dog is always a taco.
No, that within itself is wrong, because what if you just have the sausage?
Then it's not a hot dog anymore.
It's
just a sausage.
Like the hot dog link. No bread, nothing else. Just the link. What is it then?
It's a wiener, Gary.
I'll give you a wiener. But yeah, what is it then without the bread?
I just said it's a wiener.
Okay, but where does that fall on your fucking glorious,
It doesn't, because it's not a bread product anymore.
See, no, dude. No. A hot dog is just
I think it would technically be a salad. Yes, a hot dog without the bun is a salad, according to the cube.
Well, at least then Aaron could enjoy eating salads.
Maybe. I don't know.
A steak is a salad. Mashed potatoes are a salad.
No, dude. Mashed potatoes are just mashed potatoes. Why?
This is like trying to find meaning in nothingness.
But it's structure. You're creating structure from a disordered system.
This is something that a college student that had way too much time on their hands made a website and then got really high with his friends the one night and was like, all right, what's in the fridge? Okay, we got half-eaten pizza. We got microwave lasagna. We got ramen. All right, let's start classifying this shit, and just went from there. That is what this is to me. Do you want to give a little background so that the people at home aren't like what the fuck are these guys talking about?
The cube rule. It's just a classification someone came up with to fit certain foods into categories based on their bread structure.
So give some examples for everyone.
Like a hot dog is a taco. A pizza is toast.
No. No, it's not.
I don't see how anyone could take that seriously.
Yeah, honestly though, because
it's just a classification system.
Toast is just cooked bread.
Pizza is just cooked bread with cheese and sauce on it.
As soon as you put something else on top of the toast, it's not just toast anymore.
Well, hold on.
It's not just toast anymore, but it is still toast.
Pizza isn't bread though. It's made of a dough, and then you cook it, and then it becomes the pizza crust,
which is just bread.
Right, it's a bread is already baked, and then toast is twice baked bread.
Yep.
You can't. If I make toast and I pull it out of the toaster oven, I have toast. If I put butter on it, it is now buttered toast. If I put peanut butter or jelly on it, it is now peanut butter toast or jelly toast or avocado toast or whatever. If I put meat and cheese between two slices of toast, I wouldn't say that's meat and cheese toast. I'd say that's a toasted sandwich.
Yeah, the second piece of bread makes it a sandwich.
So there's no way that pizza is toast because one, the bread is only the dough is only baked once. It's only once cooked bread.
But the classification is based on the location of the bread.
No, there's so much
or
more.
Bread product. It does not have to be bread. That is the pitfall you're falling into.
Oh my god, no.
Because the graham cracker crust on a cheesecake is what makes it a quiche.
A quiche is just an egg pie.
It's the structure. It's surrounded on all sides but the top. Like pumpkin pie is a quiche. I believe. I'd actually have to pull. I don't have the website in front of me.
But a quiche is just an egg pie. I don't know. See, that's the other thing. I don't know why they went with quiche, because, one, who really enjoys quiche? Secondly, quiche is just an egg pie. That's what quiche has always been. So why didn't they just say it's a pie?
Because pies can be a calzone.
No, I don't understand.
I don't get
This classification system is
weird.
It's not right.
Yeah, it's wrong. It is wrong. I don't get it.
Oh, sorry, no, they don't use quiche. Oh, yeah, they do use quiche. Yep. Quiche, cheesecake, soup in a bread bowl, and falafel pita are all quiches.
Oh, God. Falafel. Ugh. I've only had falafel, like, once or twice, and every time I've just... Ugh. It's a texture thing. I couldn't even tell you what it, like... Because I, like, took a bite, and no.
Corn dogs are calzones. Dumplings are calzones. Pop-Tarts. An unbitten Uncrustable is a calzone.
God.
A burrito is a calzone.
While we're on the topic of unbitten Uncrustables, have you ever had one deep fried?
No.
Oh my God.
I don't think I've ever had one, period.
Oh my God.
I've never eaten an Uncrustable.
Really? Our school actually gave out Uncrustables.
I very rarely ate school lunch.
Oh, okay.
As a kid.
Did you pack too?
Back in high school, yeah.
Oh. See, when I was in elementary and middle school, the Uncrustables just came out. And, like, they were, like, the alternative lunch. Like, you know, if, you know, they were having fish sticks, or you can get an Uncrustable. Yeah, we had fish. I remember when we had fish sticks the one day in school. The next day, like, half the kids weren't in school. Because no one felt good after eating those fucking fish sticks. It was awful.
Yeah, cafeteria was never good to me.
No, there were some good calf foods. Like, cheesesteak day in the calf.
Oh, you're right. That was one of the
God.
few days that I would actually get lunch.
Pizza day before I got to high school was also really good.
In elementary school, the school would actually get pizza from a real pizza place on Fridays.
Every once in a while we would get that. That was if we were like in our classrooms for lunch. But when it was the calf, it was the pizza that was a rectangle, and it was like about an inch thick and mostly dough.
Yeah, no.
That shit was great.
I don't remember. Was it once a month or was it every Friday that they got us real pizza?
I don't remember that at all, so...
He tries to block out most
My
of his...
first question was, did we go to the same elementary school? That's what I was going through my head.
Yeah, we were on the same bus. You live 2 minutes down the road from me.
Yeah. I'm assuming y'all went on the same bus.
Yeah, I don't know. For a second, I thought you went to the other elementary school.
Oh my God.
Which I know now doesn't make any sense, but...
So wait, your guys' school district had 2 elementary schools too?
Yeah, we had 2.
Yeah. Did they divide it by grade?
No,
Or
it was divided by
geographical area.
location.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Because ours actually divided it by grade. Kindergarten through 2nd grade was the one, and then 2nd through 6th grade was the other one.
No, ours was just because our school district was so big, it made more sense to group kids. I don't know why why just for middle school or elementary school, but people in this area would go to that school, and people in the other area would go to the other.
Because in elementary school, you have kindergarten's a half day, so...
There's more bus running.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
But yeah, what else was good from the...
French toast sticks.
Yes,
the French
we had
toast
this
sticks.
discussion last night. The French toast sticks were really good.
The peak breakfast food.
No, you're wrong. You're just wrong.
I don't know why you wanted to get into this on the podcast. Jonathan is under the impression that French toast is better than pancakes or waffles, right?
Correct, yes.
Now, I will agree with him that French toast is better than a pancake. I will agree there. I think you will too. Well, actually, no, you don't like eggs.
My ordering is waffles, French toast, pancakes.
In best to worst?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say in order of preference, it would be waffle, French toast, pancake.
Did you just reverse the...
It's the same
so you
order
would
as his.
prefer...
I would prefer waffles.
Okay.
Then
French toast.
Then French toast.
Okay.
And then if neither of those two are available, pancakes.
Pancakes, okay.
Yeah. And yours is...
which order am I doing this?
Whatever order you...
Okay, I prefer French toast, and then pancakes, and then waffles.
But see, you're also under the impression that French toast has to be savory.
No.
Well, you said that last night.
I said French toast can be savory.
See, no, because we asked a bunch of arbitrary people that I do not know. whether French toast should be sweet or savory, and the general consensus was that it needed to be sweet.
If you're eating it with syrup, it should be sweet.
Okay.
But if you're not, it can be savory.
See, I think it should be sweet all the time. I think that's the only way to have French toast.
It's like
It
toast.
is the
You make
best way to have French
you make
Yeah.
French toast and you butter it with some salted butter, and then you just eat it like that. It's like a salty,
But I wouldn't say that the
salty toast.
I wouldn't say that the salted butter is what makes it savory. See, for me, savory is like
Savory is we actually looked it up last night. Savory is
really?
anything that's not sweet or spicy, pretty much.
interesting.
Yeah.
Because for me, I think that the technical term is the umami mouthfeel.
Umami is actually its own bastion now.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
it was
what
always
umami
it
is.
was always described to me as like a meaty flavor. Like the flavor of meat is umami. That's how it's been described to me. No idea, no clue. But to me, that's what savory is. Like
I never found any of these food classifications except for sweet and spicy to be particularly helpful.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Further breakdowns are always handy. Like, is it salty? Is it
Sour. That's a
sour?
pretty
Yeah,
easy one.
salty, sour,
Well, yeah.
beefy. Beefy's a good one.
Beefy.
Does it taste meaty? Yeah.
Well, that's what I thought they were trying to say with the umami thing. Because you can have differing flavors of meaty, but they're not all unique. That's the problem. Or they're not all the same, rather. They're all unique. Because, like, the way pork tastes is a different sensation than the way beef or chicken tastes. Right?
Yeah, umami is described as savory and is characteristic of broths and cooked meats. So it is more of a meaty.
Oh, so I was right for once.
Wow, you didn't
Yay.
completely make something
I
up.
know, right? Wow. But yeah. See, yeah, savory for me.
Oh, no, I was wrong, actually. So for savory, it's belonging to the category that is salty or spicy rather than sweet.
Salty or spicy.
Salty or spicy. It does actually say spicy foods according to
So this is a first.
considered
I was right and
savory.
he was wrong. Wow.
I'm just imagining.
breaking
Or
ground.
morally wholesome or acceptable.
What?
Are those the other definitions of
Yeah, that's
savory?
another definition.
Ah, yes. This breakfast tastes morally wholesome.
Like their example is fresh pineapple is useful in savory as well as in sweet dishes.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, all right. Let's get into a hot button topic. Pineapple on pizza. Yes or no?
No.
Really?
No, I don't think it has a place.
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go for pineapple pizza over just regular cheese pizza, but like if presented with pineapple pizza, I'll take it.
So you're not a fan of the
Tomato
Hawaiian?
sauce and pineapple? Not really.
Well, I'm not a fan of tomato sauce either, but I do like the Hawaiian pizza. I think the ham and the pineapple really does, like, the salty sweet.
Especially if they grill the pineapple.
Yes.
But see, why not just have ham and pineapple without the pizza?
I mean, like, you can do that, but why, if you can just put it all on a pizza?
It's like, why have
the fuck
pizza when
not?
you can have bread and cheese?
Yeah, he's got a point. Like, how far do you want to break this down? You
No,
can have...
but the,
Why
adding
eat
it
bread
to
when you can
pizza-
just have flour, water, and eggs?
adding it to pizza just makes it
spoonfuls of
worse.
yeast.
They
So,
don't go together for me.
that's fair. I saw someone put peaches on a pizza.
I don't like peaches.
For
so
the
that's just
same
wrong.
reason. Yeah, no.
Wait, you don't like peaches?
No, I don't like peaches.
Really? Why not?
They don't taste good.
I think you're the first person to ever tell me that they don't like
Actually, I don't know if
peaches.
I've ever eaten a peach. I don't think I've ever had like an actual peach. I don't like peach flavored stuff, and I don't like I've tried canned peaches and I wasn't a fan. But I've never had like an actual fresh peach.
Well, peaches are growing in the orchard, so they should be coming in near the end of July, so I'll make sure I'll bring some over.
Yeah, I'd be willing to try it. I used to like pears as a kid.
I have
I haven't
plums.
eaten a pear in a while. I've never had a plum either.
Oh my god, plums are amazing.
I don't know if I've ever had a plum.
Yes, you have. You have had a plum, because I remember the one time when I was...
We know you better than you know yourself.
Well, no, here's the reason. I know this because the one time when I was coming over to your place, before I stopped at your house, I stopped at a farm stand, and I picked up like a 1/4 pound of plums, and I brought them with. And I know you had at least one of them.
Don't remember if I like it, though.
I don't remember if you like it either, but I know you had at least one plum.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. That you're not just making this up.
You also wanted to talk about something else.
So after you left last night, we got into the debate on whether or not you chew ice cream.
give some context. What type of ice cream?
Aha, see, that's the right question right there. If you're eating a bowl of ice cream.
Hard ice cream, not like soft
Hard
serve.
ice cream, not soft serve. It's specifically in a bowl. If you're eating a bowl of ice cream, when you take a spoonful, do you chew that spoonful?
Yes.
Thank
like
you.
with your teeth.
Yes.
No. What else would
No,
you chew
I'm
it
chewing with my gums. Actually,
Because we were wondering, like, okay, well, what do we define as chewing in this case? Because I kind of like, again, I haven't had ice cream in a while, and now that I'm thinking about it, I can't be
Like on
certain
the
how I
spot.
eat it. Yeah. But I probably just like gum it and like, or with like my tongue. I don't know how to describe it. It doesn't make sense, but I don't chew it with my teeth. I know that much. Like if there's like a...
Laura apparently just lets it melt in her mouth.
I kind of do that too, yeah.
Who has that patience?
It doesn't take more than a few seconds.
Especially
It takes like 5 seconds, at least.
Especially because, one, I don't like when my ice cream melts on me. And two, growing up in my household, it was like, if you didn't, like, eat something quick enough, you had other people looking at your, like, you gotta finish that? So, like, you had to be quick when you... Eating at my house used to be like eating in prison. You, like, put your arms around your food and you held your fork like this. And you just fucking... That way you could stab out at any moment in time.
If I had to say it, yeah, you take a spoonful and you kind of like use your tongue to hold it by the roof of your mouth and it melts.
Oh my god, that's a quick way to get brain freeze.
Yeah, that's like guaranteed brain freeze.
Oh god. And
I almost never have brain freezes when I eat
yeah, because
ice cream.
apparently you've hardened your body to...
yeah, and that's what I hate about, like, eating cold stuff, too, because when I get brain freeze, it's, like, really bad. I probably have a brain tumor or something, because when I get brain freeze, the world kind of, like, spins, and I get nauseous. It's really bad. That might be a neurological problem. I should probably go see a doctor. But, yeah, dude, I always chew ice cream.
Yeah. Unless I get, like, soft serve, obviously you lick soft serve.
No.
You don't... Okay.
I chew everything.
How do you eat soft serve? You just like just fucking bite it?
Yep.
Okay, that's weird.
I don't like when my ice cream melts, and soft serve melts quick. You gotta eat that shit fast.
Eat soft serve.
Well, there is a Rita's up here that has soft serve. Maybe on the break we'll run up to Rita's and get some soft serve. We'll come back down and start the next episode.
The only time I chew ice cream is if it has like chewables in it, like cookie dough or something, like pretzel bits or something that's meant to be chewed, or I'm like trying to break off a piece from like a cone or something.
Okay, so again, I'm gonna say this. One, I'm fat. I like to eat food. I eat food quickly, especially when it's ice cream, because I hate when that shit melts. Especially if it's in a cone, because most soft serve is served in a cone. Or if you're going to get soft serve, if you don't get it in a cone, you're a heretic.
Yeah, why are you getting soft serve?
Yeah. But, like...
The cone's the best part. Like, I get the smallest size soft serve I can just so I can eat the cone.
Oh, see, no. I usually get the largest. Like, I went to...
I don't like a lot of ice cream. It's too sweet. Like, to me, when I get soft serve, the best part is the little, like, the rim that's got, like, that ribbing in there. Like, the ice cream gets in there, and
Ribbed
the bottom...
for his pleasure.
Like, it gets the ice cream in that little, like, rim, and then it gets ice cream in the bottom, like, reinforced hatching, and those are the best parts of a soft serve ice cream.
See, it's funny you say that you don't like ice cream because it's so sweet. In my opinion, I feel like the cone is, like, the sweetest part of the ice cream.
Not a regular, like, generic cone. I mean, if you got, like, a sugar cone or something, I could see
maybe
it,
I've just been having sugar cones then.
What's a sugar cone?
It's basically a sugar cookie, but made into a cone. Or a waffle cone. Those are usually pretty
waffle
sweet,
cones
too.
I didn't ever think raw waffle cones were too sweet.
It depends on the waffle cone, because some waffle cones are definitely superior to others.
My favorite waffle cones were the ones where they dipped them in chocolate, like the rim, and then sprinkled on it. Those are always my favorite.
No, see, I remember going
that wasn't too sweet for you?
Chocolate's not really sweet if you have
Depends on the chocolate you get, yeah. If you get milk chocolate, it's usually a whole lot sweeter than normal chocolate or dark chocolate.
Yeah.
But see, I remember going to the farm show, because it was out near my college. At the farm show, you could get soft serve, no lie, that tall.
That's too
Oh, but it was
of ice cream.
It was also really cheap. It was like $5 for a cone.
I wouldn't be able to get to the cone.
See, that's why you chew ice cream.
No, but I mean, like, I couldn't physically eat all that ice cream.
Well, I did, and I did not feel good, but it was glorious. Like, it was great. And I know there's at least one person listening that I think has gone to the same farm show. I'll have to get her opinion on it once this episode airs.
I always liked down at the boardwalk the chocolate orange swirl at Coors in Ocean City.
Ooh.
See, yeah.
Not chocolate, sorry, vanilla.
Okay,
vanilla
all right.
and orange. Yeah, no, not chocolate and chocolate and orange. Although chocolate and orange is a combination.
It is, but it's not always the best.
I could see an ice cream it not being very good because chocolate ice cream tastes different than chocolate. Yeah. Sorry, I meant vanilla, like the orange creamsicle swirl.
I had a friend in high school, and her favorite time was Christmas because at Christmas they sold the chocolate oranges. I don't know if you guys have ever seen them.
I had one from actually Britain. Like someone I know's family member, like they live in England.
Oh, okay.
And actually, like every Christmas they'd send them like a box of stuff that you could only get there, and that was one of the things, like orange infused chocolate.
Well, I know they have them out at the Weiss now around Christmas time. It's an orange with slices, but they're made out of chocolate and flavored with orange, and I just
that's so good. Yeah, I love chocolate and orange. It's such a good pairing.
It seems
my favorite Christmas cookies are orange chocolate drops.
I would hesitate. I don't know.
I would definitely give it a shot because I do like oranges and I do like chocolate, but I've had bad combinations. Like I've had too bitter orange and too sweet chocolate put together.
Yeah, the orange chocolate drops are essentially it's a chocolate chip cookie. It's got a different base because it uses Crisco instead of butter, but it's a chocolate chip cookie with orange zest in it, and it is
See,
so good.
One of my favorite like Christmas cookies is the ginger snap.
I don't like ginger.
There's so many sweet Christmas cookies. Maybe it's just because I'm old on the inside. So, like, after eating, like, a whole bunch of, like, super sweet, like, chocolate chip cookies and sugar cookies and meringues and all this bullshit, sometimes I just want that ginger snap because it's not so overbearingly sweet.
That's what I like about nut tossies.
Nut tossies are good.
Kiffles? I wonder if those are Kiffles and nut tossies a local thing? Because they're
I would say Kiffles and nut tossies are probably fairly local.
Like, within this region of the U.S.,
yeah, I would say it's definitely
out west.
I would definitely say they're more a northeastern thing, if not just a Dutchy thing in this area.
Yeah,
but I do think that other regions have them, but under a different name.
Probably,
and probably made a little different because like nut tossies and Kiffles, like a nut tossie usually isn't sweet. It's usually got that savory nut flavor to it.
Yeah,
and a Kiffle
like
is
caramelly almost. Yeah, center.
And a Kiffle is only as sweet as the jelly you put into it. So I don't know. Have you ever had a Kiffle?
No idea what you're talking about.
I don't think I've ever actually eaten a Kiffle, but we always used to make them. I don't know if I ever tried it because I was never a fan of like jellies and jam. As a kid, so I never ate any. So
a Kiffle is basically just a piece of not super sweet dough with like a jelly or jam in the middle, and then it's baked.
You roll them usually.
Yeah, you usually roll them. It's like a PA Dutch cannoli.
Yeah.
But not as good as an actual
I probably
cannoli.
wouldn't be a fan because I do have a pretty big sweet tooth. And something like that sounds like it's very dense. And
it's actually very light.
Really?
Yeah.
I've had them both ways. I've had really light Kiffles, and then I've had Kiffles that like sit like a rock in your stomach.
See, I've never had food sit like a rock in my stomach. I never understood what people meant by that.
You've never eaten enough meat in a single sitting.
Where like you can
pounds
feel
of meat in a single sitting.
Where you can feel it sit at the bottom of your stomach.
No, I've never had that happen.
Wow. To be fair, I've had it happen more with bread products. With bread products, I can definitely feel like when I've eaten way too much of it, or processed foods. It's very easy to do that with processed foods.
Like you actually, I can't even imagine the feeling. Like I feel full sometimes.
It's like a heavy feeling in your gut. Like
full?
No, not just full. Like it's a weird cross between almost. It's like feeling bloated, but not. Like you have the feeling that you're bloated, but you're not actually bloated.
Yeah, like I'm either full or not full.
And usually it makes me very sluggish.
Well, yeah, like the image I always think of is like, it's like I ate like a brick, and it's just like just sitting in my stomach, and your stomach's like, this isn't food.
That's so weird. I always thought that was like a not literal feeling. Like,
oh, no. It's always been like literal for me, yeah. Like literally feeling like you have a brick in your stomach.
It's just like a distinct feeling separate from everything else in your stomach, yeah. I don't know. Don't know why, don't know how it works. I don't even know what specifically is going to cause it that I'm eating, but
Like I said, for me, it's the process.
Usually when I'm gorging myself on like a holiday.
Yeah. See, I just get full if I eat a lot. Like
maybe you get to the point where you just feel so full that you don't feel the like that feeling. Because like you can feel it sitting like a brick in your stomach without feeling full.
Yeah. So that would lead to I've never felt that. So
yeah. So you've just been full.
Yeah. My 2 states are full
and hungry.
Well, sorry, 3 states: full, not full, and hungry. I either want to eat food, am satisfied, or am too full. And gassy. Gassy is also another.
Gassy's just a byproduct. I don't know. I guess like you don't eat a lot of processed food, or you try to stay away from it.
I used to eat more. I've been trying to watch what I eat more recently. Yeah.
See, the times that it happens to me the most is when I'm getting gas station, which happens frequently.
Like, when you say gas station food, do you mean like
off the rollers?
Oh, I've never had that before. I've never eaten anything from like a 7-Eleven.
For me, like, the gas station food, the best gas station food is like the 7-Eleven, like the fucking hot dogs have been on the roller for an undisclosed amount of time.
Oh.
You don't know when they put them on. You don't know if they're ever going to take them off. They're just there.
No, I've never been a fan of hot dogs.
That's the only stuff I would ever trust at a gas station for gas station food, to be
honest. Really?
Yeah. If we're talking about stuff that's not like sealed and packaged in some way.
Yeah, unlike that poor dude that died of botulism from gas station nachos. See, that to me is gas station food. Food off the rollers that's like in the back shadiest corner of the fucking gas station. That's gas station food. But shit that's from like Wawa or Sheetz, that's fast food. It just so happens to come from a gas station.
I always almost say Wawa transcends fat and Sheet, because that's all prepared food. That's not even like most of that is like cooked fresh, depending on what you're getting. I guess would you consider Subway fast food? Because I wouldn't consider Subway fast food.
I would, because Wawa, unless you're getting, because like fast food to me has also the end. So you can get it quick. And it's usually not the best for you. And Subway, unless you're getting a certain combination of things, is not really that much better for you than, like, Taco Bell. Which apparently Taco Bell is, like, one of the healthiest fast foods that you can buy. Which I have no idea how, but...
It's probably because... I don't know. I honestly don't know how that could be the case, but...
Wawa and Sheetz less so, but mostly Wawa is above fast food, but it's not quite, like... sandwich shop quality or something like that.
Well, see,
but it's close.
See,
it's hard to beat a good sandwich shop, though. So that's a pretty high bar.
Yeah, especially from like a deli.
Yeah, if you go to an actual deli, like, especially if they've got the good meats.
Mm-hmm. Like Dietz and Watson.
Yeah.
Oh,
Boar's Head is the best.
I haven't had Boar's Head meat in a while.
Boar's Head's pricey, but...
The one thing, like, I also get this question a lot. Do you prefer Wawa or Sheetz?
Wawa.
Yeah, there's no competition.
See, for me, it depends on the scenario. Because if I'm getting drunk later, I want the mass quantity of food that Sheetz allows me to buy.
So I guess this isn't a fair question. The only thing I've ever had from Sheetz was like a breakfast sandwich and their hash browns, and their hash browns are awful. They're probably the worst. Well, Dunkin' Donuts probably has the worst hash browns, with Sheetz a close second. But like, I wasn't impressed with what I got there.
That's interesting, because I got the breakfast sandwich and the hash brown from Sheetz recently, actually, and I didn't think it was that terrible.
They put some kind of herbs on there that were just not...
mine was
really?
Yeah.
Maybe they've changed it because people complained, but there was like... I don't know what they put on it, but there was like green stuff on it, and you could taste it. I couldn't place what it was, but I'm like, these don't taste right. It's not what hash browns should taste like. I don't know if it was like green onions.
Maybe. See, I'm a fan of crispy, not so greasy hash browns.
Oh yeah, they have to be. When you buy, they should just crunch, especially the disc ones. You gotta have a good crunch,
like from freaking McDonald's. McDonald's hash browns are great.
They should almost be solid crunch. There should be no soft center on those.
I really wish that McDonald's would come out with like an oops all hash browns, where like for like $6 you just get like 8 hash browns and that's it. Like, that's all I want.
See, I always think... That's weird. I always think McDonald's hash browns are too greasy.
See, they are. They are ridiculously greasy, but they are crunchy, and I love it.
Yeah, if you get them on a good day, they are usually crunchy.
I will deal with the massive amount of grease from those hash browns as long as they're crunchy. Like, my dad likes to make fried potatoes, and anyone who's Pennsylvania Dutch knows that you make fried potatoes with lard. You have to. You can't use any other fat. No butter, no fucking olive oil. Get that shit out of here. It's lard. Now, that being said, anyone who's Pennsylvania Dutch also knows that they have to be fucking crunchy. And the only way he can get his crunchy is if he burns the fucking things. And I don't have the heart to tell him, dude, no, I don't want your potatoes. They fucking suck. Like, I can't.
Just have him listen to this episode.
No. I told him that I told him not to listen to the podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, if I'm going to ever talk about my drug use, I don't want him listening to that. I'm pretty sure he knows I smoke weed, but we just don't talk about it.
So, what are your hierarchy of potatoes, Aaron?
Boiled and steamed and fried.
I'm a sucker for a good baked potato. That's probably top of my list.
You know what?
With like
I get it.
Sour cream and like butter and
cheese.
That's the old reliable.
Like,
yeah, it's a staple.
It's hard to mess up a baked potato.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's probably my top. Probably I prefer French fries to mashed potatoes. As long as they're, not messed up.
Yeah, it's the thing, like, it's
That's
easy
hard.
to get bad French fries. It's hard to get bad mashed potatoes unless they just don't. Like, when we're talking about potatoes, we're assuming the potato is fully cooked because there's nothing worse than an undercooked potato.
Well, and the other thing is, do you like creamy mashed potatoes or like rustic mashed potatoes?
Creamy. Well, not like too creamy. I don't like chunky potatoes.
Well, that's where I'm kind of
chunky
going with the
mashed
rustic.
potatoes. Yeah,
do you like the skins?
I like a smooth. No, I hate having skins in my mashed potatoes.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
a consistency
thing. Yeah.
Oh, you like the rustic mashed potatoes?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't like biting into a spoonful of mashed potatoes and biting down on skin.
But see, you get a lot of nutrients from the skin that if you just peel that off, okay, all right.
I was gonna say,
if I'm eating mashed potatoes, I'm not eating it for the nutrients.
Well, potatoes are apparently, which was news to me when I found out, because I'm like, potatoes are bad for you. Apparently, potatoes are like a superfood.
Yeah, with mashed potatoes, assuming you make them with some form of dairy, it can supply you with all the nutrients you need to live.
See, I didn't know that.
I don't know how healthy of a life that would be, but you can survive on just mashed potatoes and dairy.
When I was on my high protein diet,
potatoes and dairy.
I was talking to one of my friends who's also kind of health conscious. He's like, I'm on like the potato superfood diet. Now this dude's like, a twig. Like he's small and he's built. And like I was like, really? He's like, yeah, I eat potatoes for almost like every meal and exclusively potatoes. I'm like, that doesn't seem right. To me, that means like, no.
As much as I like potatoes, I don't think I could do that.
Oh, I could do that.
Somehow I always knew potatoes were the best food ever.
Well, I'm Irish, so we already knew. We knew that the potatoes... Hell, after Ireland ran out of potatoes, we left. But, yeah.
Here we go, knocking off more potential viewership or whatever.
Oh, come on. That's funny right there.
The only other country that's viewed my blog is Irish. I don't know how they found it.
Well, good for them. Hopefully they don't find this episode and yell at us. Well, it just every time we start talking about potatoes, it reminds me of two things. One, that one scene in Lord of the Rings where Sam is like, potatoes, boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew, like that, and then the barley juice song.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's probably like 10 years ago now that you showed me that.
He was in high school at some point.
Yeah. The song was made by someone called Barley Juice. Do they even put music out anymore?
I don't know how active they are, but I know they have a couple albums.
Yeah. One of the songs was called Potatoes, and it's just all about the glory that is the potato, and about the different ways you can make it and eat it.
Oh my god.
And it's always with whiskey on the side. It is a very stereotypical, like, Irish kind of drinking song setup.
Potatoes are definitely the most versatile food.
I could eat a potato every day or every meal.
Yeah.
There's enough different ways to cook it, season it, Yeah, I could totally do that.
And a lot of the Dutch in the area also agree with that, because one of the staples I had growing up, to my much disdain, because I hate tomato sauce, is spaghetti, usually with small little meatballs, and fried potatoes. That was a meal.
That's a weird combination.
I've
never had fried potatoes either.
So
I just keep picturing French fries.
So
I keep picturing like small little like potatoes that you just drop in a fryer.
So the way it happened was back in the day when grocery stores, the way we know them today, weren't as frequent, when it was mostly just like mom and pop shops, and like you didn't always get pasta from there, like dried pasta. So these Dutchies would mostly make their own pastas in the form of like dough noodles. So that's where you get like the Pennsylvania Dutch pot pie, where it's not in a pie crust, it's more like a stew.
The proper pot
The
pie.
proper pot pie.
No, the proper pot pie is no pot pie.
Really? You're not a fan of pot
I hate
pie?
pot pie. I don't like any of the things that go into it besides potatoes.
What kind of meat do you put in your pot pie? Because you can have beef,
It's just like
pork,
but like
chicken.
you don't put meat in something like that. You just waste meat by doing that.
No, it's usually you usually use a roast that's like
I don't like
Yeah.
roasts. No, I don't like roast cooked that way. Like if you're gonna roast it, you just slow cook it on its own. Just on its own.
well, it was usually a way of using up whatever from a dinner beforehand. So you might have had a pot roast at the beginning of the week. So then the next day in the morning, you take whatever meat wasn't eaten, you shred it, you put it in the pot, you take whatever potatoes and carrots and celery from the pot roast, you chop them up, you put them in with, some of the broth, you make some dough noodles or dumplings, and you toss them in, and you fucking let that shit cook all day.
Oh yeah, no, my stomach. Oh,
Really?
oh no, that just sounds awful.
Hmm.
I don't like meats in gravies and thick, like creamy sauces.
See, I like gravy.
I hate gravy.
Yeah, I'm okay with gravy. Thanksgiving, Christmas, turkey, ham,
I hate
mashed
Thanksgiving.
potatoes.
Yes, you're weird. I don't think I know anyone who hates Thanksgiving for the food.
Yeah, there's like no Thanksgiving foods I like besides cornbread.
You don't like stuffing or filling?
I hate stuffing.
What about filling?
It's the same thing, isn't it?
No, stuffing and filling is different.
What's the difference?
Stuffing is usually the bread that goes in the turkey. Filling is usually a potato-based, product.
I've never had stuffing then, or filling, because it's always been bread. I've never had anything that was potato-based. I've only ever heard of stuffing and filling using breadcrumbs.
I forget what exactly goes into filling, but I know the stuffing is usually the breadcrumbs that would go into the turkey. Have you had filling?
Yeah,
I'm
I like
pretty
both.
sure in modern day,
Yeah.
stuffing and filling is like the same thing for most
No,
people.
there is a difference.
Nobody actually stuffs turkey with bread anymore.
False, we do.
Well, you're wrong.
No, we're just traditional. Although the one year we did have prime rib for Thanksgiving, and that was fucking great.
I will take anything over over turkey.
Even ham.
Even ham. I'll take ham over turkey. That's
Really?
actually what we made. I'm pretty sure that's what we made for Thanksgiving.
I remember you guys said that you were making
Yeah,
ham.
we did ham instead of turkey.
See,
Because good ham is still good.
I don't have turkey that frequently outside of maybe turkey burger.
Yeah, I
No.
try to minimize my turkey consumption.
Yeah, Thanksgiving and
I'll
Christmas.
take
are the only
chicken over
time.
turkey.
So what's your qualm with turkey? What's your
It's
problem
just
with turkey?
dry. It's like a worse chicken.
I think I prefer turkey to chicken, honestly.
No.
For me, it depends. I will give you that it is very easy to make shitty turkey.
It's just like turkey is inherently drier than chicken, as its meat is just it's not as moist as chicken is. So like if I'm going to eat fowl, I'm going to have I'll always pick chicken over turkey. Like I don't see an advantage to turkey over chicken.
I don't know. I definitely think turkey has its advantages because I think it eats more like a red meat. Some parts of turkey.
That's what I mean. It's like it falls into like the no man's land. It's like if I want red meat,
it's the gray meat area.
it's the gray meat. Like if I want red meat, I'm gonna have beef, and if I want white meat, I'm gonna have chicken. Like it's like filling a roll that doesn't need to be filled.
I don't know. I think it's okay. The one thing, this is going to sound weird for anyone who knows me, but the one food I really want to try, the one meat I really want to try, goose.
You have some.
Yeah, I can't.
Eat them.
I can't. They're my pets. Them I can't. If I grew geese to no, I probably couldn't.
Are they red meat?
Not sure.
Because I know duck's red meat. Are goose more like duck, or are they more like chicken? Because they're
Geese are
waterfowl.
more like duck. Yeah. Like my ducks, no qualm. I could go into the pen, grab one, and have that thing ready.
Yeah,
for
I
dinner.
wasn't impressed with duck. I've had duck. It's very gamey.
It depends on the type of duck too, because like mallard, which is a mallard or runner duck, those are like smaller types of duck. They will taste gamier. But like Peking duck and Muscovy duck, those are awesome.
He knows so much about birds.
Mostly just ducks.
No, and chickens. And geese,
this episode was supposed to, we thought was going to be argumentative.
Well,
and it's not.
Well, I think the problem was we argued about it all last night. That we're coming back in, we're like, oh god, we have to keep it contained. We have to keep it.
We got all of our
anger and
food angst out.
Oh my god. Well, I think me and Aaron have come to the silent agreement that you are just wrong, and we're okay with you being wrong.
Yeah, you have very particular culinary tastes that I completely disagree with, and that's fine.
Yeah, because you also don't like super seasoned steak, and to an extent I get it, but I do think the over seasoning of steak does have its place.
So it's not a matter, like with turkey, it's not a matter of dislike, it's a matter of like utility. Like I would rather eat something else at that point. Like if you're going to prepare something in a certain way, why not just eat something else? This is why I don't like turkey. Because, like, it's not that, like, I would be, like, appalled at turkey. Like, turkey sandwiches are fine. I like turkey sandwiches. But, like, if I'm going to just sit down and cook a turkey, I would rather just cook a chicken. I would never be in the point where I'm like, I want to make a turkey.
Well,
it's the same thing with steak. It's like, if I'm eating a steak, I want to eat a steak because I want that, like, pure meaty flavor. Whereas if I wanted something that was like heavily seasoned, I would lean more towards like barbecue or a dry rub brisket or like a meatloaf with like ground beef where you can incorporate the seasonings into it more.
That's the same reason I don't like steaks. Same reason. It's like, well, if we're gonna have a steak, I'd rather have some other beef-based product.
And I'm somewhere in the middle of you two. Because it's like I can appreciate a simple, salt, pepper, that's it steak. But I can also appreciate the like seasoned steak where maybe it has a little coriander, a little cumin, a little.
I'm not saying you can't put other rubs on a steak,
right?
It's just there's like a threat, like.
Or even a marinated steak.
You're not an A1 steak sauce kind of person.
No, A1 steak sauce is an affront to steak.
Yeah, if you put A1 steak sauce on a steak, you shouldn't be eating steak.
Just have meatloaf.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Because that's what I did my whole childhood.
No, I remember you doing it and it hurt me. No.
Marinating is reserved for certain cuts of meat.
So you wouldn't marinate a steak?
I wouldn't marinate like a sirloin, but I'd marinate like I always marinate like skirt steaks. And flank steaks, like the tougher cuts,
well, yeah, because
you marinate them. Yeah. It helps break it down a little bit, and you also generally, like, the way you cook them lends themselves more to a marinade. But, like, I'm not going to marinate a filet, or I'm not going to marinate, like, a strip steak, like a New York strip or something, or a T-bone. Like, those...
You know what? There's a shop up the road that sells diamond marinated black steaks.
I've never had them, despite how much I get their meat. I've never had one because I'm just not interested in marinated beef.
Well, we should get
marinated steaks.
I wouldn't mind trying. Yeah, maybe we should get one and try it. I think they're good. They can be a little salty.
Is black diamond a cut of steak?
It's the marinade.
Okay,
Black Angus is a quality grading. That's not actually USDA. It's like
it's something else.
Because black diamond steak would be my top steak of all time. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Again, I think part of our differences with steak is you like it very, very rare, and I can't stand it like that.
Yeah. Oh, don't tell me you eat it well done.
No. Like a little bit of pink.
My heart.
The more you cook it, the more I could see wanting it marinated too. Because like when you I like the way I cook my steaks when I know where I'm getting the beef from. It's like 30 seconds. And, the way we usually cook, it's 30 seconds on both sides, and then you bake it for 2 minutes, just to, like, kind of finish it a little bit more. But,
okay, so
when I cook my steak, it's, like, purple on the inside.
So you like your steaks blue?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I usually like my steaks more on the rare. I like blue, but I was kind of scarred the one day because I went to Pittsburgh, and the lady who was making, like, who I was with, she was going to make steaks, and I said, I like my steaks rare. She didn't understand the difference between rare and blue.
Yeah, like if someone asked me to cook a steak rare, I will not cook it the way I would eat a steak. I would cook it more than I would eat it.
Right. So I ended up getting a seared steak on the outside and blue, which is fine, but it was not the cut for it.
Yeah.
So I was there like running my jaw because it was so chewy because it was not the cut to make blue.
Yeah, like when I'm making steaks, I usually am making sirloins or ribeyes. Those are usually my two go-tos.
Yeah, I don't know.
And you just get that good meaty flavor when you have a really rare steak.
But see, you can get that meaty flavor with the seasonings, though, too. Like, I don't think...
That's like... but no, like, the meat itself is what gives that meaty flavor. You can't... The seasonings alter that.
I don't know. Maybe I just disagree with you.
I guess.
I don't... You can get the meaty flavor and you can get the flavor of the seasoning.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't want that. Like, if I'm eating a steak for the steak flavor, I just want the steak flavor.
Okay, all right.
And like salt and pepper and certain seasonings help bring that out. But like, I don't want like, and if I was eating steak like way more frequently, I would probably mix it up a little. That's like when if I get steak out, I try to get it different than I would just make it at home, because why would I be eating it somewhere else? Because I can almost like. When I'm eating at a restaurant, my biggest problem is like I try to get things I couldn't make myself, because anything I can make myself at home, I could almost always make better than I could get it at a restaurant.
See, that at that point, you just need to be going to better restaurants, because the whole reason I go out is to get it a way that I could make it, but better.
So like that's I don't know. Maybe it's just I've been cooking since I was like 5.
I've been cooking for a long time too. I can make a pretty damn good steak, but it's like there's some people who have had like actual training that should absolutely know better than I do how to cook a steak. But
cooking a steak's one of those things is the peak on steak cooking is pretty low. Like, you don't have to be that good at it to make the best steak you can make.
I disagree with you there, because I used to date someone who was in culinary and knew way more than me about everything culinary, and I could still make a better steak than her.
Yeah, that's my that's what I mean. Like, the bar is low for steak in terms of skill required to make the best steak you possibly could.
But if she had more skill than I did, she should be able to make that steak way better than I could.
Not if her skill isn't in that particular set.
She was going to fucking culinary school.
That doesn't mean you know how to make a steak.
It did for her.
Obviously it didn't.
Oh, I could probably still outcook her. God, that's a different story.
Like,
for another day.
Steaks are not hard to cook.
I've never had a beef stew as salty as that woman made it. Dear God, it still haunts me to this day. Oh, and I enabled that too, because I bought her the Julia Child's French cooking cookbook, and she's like, "I want to try to make this beef stew." I was like, "Okay, sounds good." And like the first like spoonful, it still haunts me to this day. Oh my God, I've never had a beef stew so bad.
That's why I prefer to season stuff individually.
The problem is certain things have to be seasoned before they cook, too.
Yeah.
Like in the case of a stew, you do not get the same result if you season it afterwards that you do if you season it beforehand.
Especially with the type of stew, because she was trying to make like a traditional rustic French stew from that cookbook. And like for that, you take your beef roast, you debone it, you make a broth from the bones, then you take the meat, you cube it up, and you coat it in flour and a couple other things, a couple other seasonings, and then after the broth was made for the stew, you take the bone out after pushing the marrow into the stew base, and then you throw your meat in, and the flour and the other collagens and stuff from the marrow and the bone all mixed together, and that's what makes it thick. I don't know
that has nothing to do with seasoning, though.
Yeah, it does, because you put the flour and the seasonings
if you were to add the seasonings that you mix in with the flour afterwards.
Sorry, that was my fault.
Specifically potatoes, you can never make up for undersalting of potatoes after the potatoes are cooked. It'll never be the same as properly seasoned potatoes when they're being cooked.
That's why when I make French fries, homemade French fries, after I cut them, I will actually sit them in a saltwater bath.
Yeah.
See, when I make like mashed potatoes, I usually just add almost nothing. Like,
you have to salt the water when you're boiling the potatoes, though.
A little, yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing.
Yeah. Like, I'm not like somebody that adds like butter or sour cream like before you like in the cooking process, like some people.
No one adds butter or sour cream in the cooking process.
You can.
The cooking process for mashed potatoes is you're boiling the potatoes.
You can actually boil potatoes with a little bit of water and milk. It'll give you a richer flavor of potato. So yeah, it is strange.
The cooking for mashed potatoes is done once you take the potatoes out of the water.
So when you boil it with the milk and the water, it gives like a velvety kind of like finish to the potatoes.
They probably absorb some of the fat.
Yeah. I guess the proper term would be like an emulsion. Yeah.
You could probably also melt butter into the water.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I still prefer just using water.
Yeah, heavily salted water.
Yeah. Kosher salt usually is the best.
Yeah.
Coarse ground kosher salt. That's what I like to use. Well, I think we've run our course. Leave us some comments about some of your culinary delights and where you lie on this weird spectrum.
Waffles are better than pancakes, right?
French toast is the best.
And Jonathan is wrong.